Well, so good morning, and we will grab a yoga block for today's practice. If you don't have a yoga block, that's okay. Grab a blanket or something that can elevate the ground for you. Um, and then when you've gotten your tool, we'll go ahead and find a nice comfortable seated position. So you can sit with your ankles crossed or with one leg on top of the other in half lotus. So, whatever feels best in your body this morning. Allow your spine to be upright. And then allow your eyes to close. And we'll just take a few moments and get our fuzzies out of our minds and coming to a space of clarity. As you sit here, start to draw attention to what the body is doing. Pay attention to where you are in time and space. Starting really small, maybe beginning with your toes. And bringing and breathing into awareness into your toes. And then bringing your awareness through the feet, the soles of the feet, the tops of the feet, ankles, and breathing in and bringing awareness to this part of your foot. Bringing awareness to and breathing into the ankles, the calves, and the shins, so just below the knee. And letting these body parts become a little bit more alive, a little bit more awake as you breathe into them. And allow your awareness to move towards your knees, your thighs, the backs of your legs, and the hips. Allow this awareness to grow further into the pelvis and the tailbone and abdomen, the belly, your lower back, the sides of the body. Notice how when you breathe, we naturally breathe into this area. And as we draw awareness to it, the tension starts to relax. We start to bring more clarity into the body, to remove any distractions. As we draw our awareness up towards our chest, our heart, our shoulders, down our biceps and the back of our arms, our triceps, to our elbows, forearms, wrists, hands. And without moving the hands, just paying attention to the fingers, The energy pulsating through each fingertip. And allow this awareness to move towards your lower back and up your spine, through your neck, your jawline, your ears, cheeks, nose, eyes, temples, forehead, third eye. And as you bring in awareness to these body parts, the mind becomes lighter, more present. This process becoming easier and easier as time goes on, removing any fuzzy, coming into clear, allowing the fog to clear on the morning mind. Bringing us into balance with the present moment, allowing everything else to wait for us. We'll take our hands to the heart and asking ourselves what we need of yoga today, setting our intention or our mantra or affirmation. And with your intention and your mind together, we inhale, breath through our nose, full exhale through our mouth out, releasing this intention back into our room, into our space, and allow the universe to sort out the details. Releasing the hands back down towards the knees. Inhale, draw the shoulders back, lift the chest up. And then as you exhale, round the shoulders forward and round your back up towards the ceiling. So seated cat-cow. Inhale, drawing the shoulders back, lift the gaze, lift the heart. And exhale, round in, chin to chest, shoulders up. And again, inhale. And exhale. Again, inhale. And exhale. And inhale, round the shoulders back, lift the arms up towards the ceiling. Palms come together, interlock the fingers. Flip the palms up and lean back. Lift your gaze up. And then exhale, release the arms, release the hands, cactus your arms, pull the elbows down and back, lifting the sternum up. Reach the arms back above the head and exhale, hands coming down in front of us. Walk your hands forward, coming into a seated forward fold, bringing the forehead down towards the mat. Inhale, lift your gaze up. Exhale, roll onto the knees, uncross your ankles, coming into a neutral tabletop. Stacking your shoulders over your wrists and your hips above your knees. And just start with a few figure eights at the hips. And then pause, spreading your fingers wide, pushing firmly into the ground, activating the core by lifting the belly button up towards the spine and gently tucking the tailbone down and under. When you're ready, we're going to inhale, bring right leg out towards the side, knees bent, take a few circles. Move in maybe 3 or 4 directions in one way and then switch your direction to the other. Pause here. Let your knee hover above the ground. Flex your right foot. Push firmly into both hands. And then as you inhale, we'll open the right leg out towards the side like a fire hydrant or like a dog going to the bathroom on a fire hydrant. And then as you exhale, knee to knee. Keep your hips squared and leveled. Inhale, open the knee. Exhale, close. Let's go 3 more. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. Make sure your ankle is moving with you. Last one. Inhale and exhale, close. Good. Bring the weight into your right leg. Push into both hands. Reactivate the shoulders. Take the left knee out towards the side and spin it in circles. 3 or 4 directions. 3 or 4 circles in one direction and then switch. And then hold here, push into hands, reactivate shoulders, activate core, and then as you inhale, knee comes out towards the side. Exhale, close. 4 more. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. Good. Last one. Inhale and exhale. Good. Wiggle the hips. Just a little bit of activation in the hips this morning. Curl your toes under, sit back on the heels. Bring your fingers together, interlock the hands, and roll out your wrists. Awesome. Plant your hands back on the earth, curl the toes under, lift your hips up and back. First down dog of the day. So take your time here, move your hips, pedal out the legs. There's no rush for the posture. And part of the journey to the posture is what it's all about. So how are you taking time to move in these spaces, to move your body when there's nothing expected of you? What happens in the in-between moments? Pause in the pose, spread your fingers, push into the hands, hips lifting up and back. Small bend in the knees is great here. Feeling a tilt of the tailbone upward towards the ceiling. Let's go ahead and walk our hands to the back of the mat. Come to your ragdoll. Knees slightly bent, grab opposite elbows, and let your head be heavy. So the more we can kind of bend our knees here, the more our belly will rest on the thighs. And maybe the heavier we can hang. And when it feels okay, let your arms go. And slowly, slowly round your spine up to standing, stacking the head over shoulders last. Take a moment, arrive in the space at the top of the mat. And when you're ready, let's bring our arms up and above the head. Interlock the fingers. Bring the hands to the back of the head. Hold the head like a little canopy here. Squeeze your elbows in and then tuck your tailbone down and under, lowest rib cage in. Hold that as you start to lift your sternum, lift your elbows up and sternum up too. Let the weight of the head be heavy in the hands. Keep holding onto the head. Start to curl into a little ball in a forward fold. Knees bend. The weight of the hands help to sort of pull the head slightly down. Release your arms back to the earth, release the grip, and slowly, with a full palm, you're going to walk your hands out, coming back to your downward facing dog. Let's go ahead and take the right leg up towards the sky. Bend your knee and open the hip here. And then when you're ready, you're going to bring right knee to left elbow. Lift your right leg up and back. And right knee to left elbow again. Inhale up and back. And last time here, right knee to left elbow. And inhale, lift the right leg up and back. And then exhale, step the right foot between the hands. Release your left knee down to the ground, low lunge. Now, as you inhale, pull your hips back, straightening the right leg, walking your hands back, half split. And then as you exhale, walk your hands forward, low lunge. We'll do that 4 more times. Inhale for half split, walk the hands back, stay in the pose if it feels good. And exhale, walk the hands forward. Inhale. And exhale. Last time. And exhale, walk forward. Good. Bring both hands inside of right foot and heel toe right foot outward towards the side. Place your left hand on a block or on the mat is totally fine as well. And then gently allow the right knee to fall out towards the right side. You can give it a little push here if you want. If your hips feel like they're sinking down too much, you'll lift the hips slightly up as you push out. So find what feels best and most comfortable in your body this morning. You're going to push into left hand, lift the hip up, heel toe, leave the right foot where it is. Bring your right hand back inside the right foot and then take a half split once again. So pull the hips back. You're going to walk your hands back. You can leave the block where it is. If you feel like you still need the block underneath your hands, you can go ahead and do that. Toes pulling back towards the knee. And you're pushing the heel down on the ground. So it's creating almost like a dragging effect on the heel, and the stickiness of the mat won't allow it to drag back. So take a few breaths there. Start to bend your right knee, bring that foot back to the earth, walk your hands forward. Curl your left toes under, lift the knee up, and then walk your hands over to the left side, pivoting on the feet for wide-legged forward fold. You may need to step your right foot up a little bit so it's in line with the heel or the arch of the left. Take an inhale, halfway lift, and then as you exhale, you're going to forward fold, hinge at your hips, bring the head down. Taking your right arm underneath left for eagle arms. You can give yourself a little bear hug or take your full eagle wrap, wrapping at the wrist here. Let the crown of the head sink down as your shoulders round up, and take a few breaths here. Unravel your arms, walk your hands over to the right side, bend your right knee, and then pivot to the front of the mat for a low lunge. As you inhale, you're going to step your right foot up and back, three-legged downward facing dog. So right leg comes up and back, three-legged down dog. As you exhale, drop your left knee down to the earth. Keep your right leg high. So a three-legged neutral tabletop. Hug your navel in and up towards the spine. Flex your right foot, push back through the heel. Take an inhale here. And as you exhale, draw knee to nose. Inhale, kick the right leg back. Exhale, bring knee to nose. One more time. Inhale, kick back. Exhale, knee to nose. Inhale, kicking the right leg back. Exhale, set the right toes down on the earth. Kickstand your left foot to the outside edge of your yoga mat, and then bring your right heel down, setting up for modified side plank. When you're ready, when you feel secure, right arm's going to float to the sky. Pushing into left hand as you reach up through right. May need to adjust the body here, that's fine. Left knee's on the ground, right leg's extended behind us. Take your right arm, bring it over your head, reaching for the front of your yoga mat. Try to keep that right shoulder behind your ear though, so it's going to want to come forward. Keep your armpit lifting up. Push into that right pinky toe as you lengthen forward with the right finger, with the right pinky finger. Stay for another inhale. And as you exhale, coming back, neutral tabletop. As you inhale, curl the toes under, lift the knees up, push your hips back. Downward facing dog. When you're ready, inhale, sweep your left leg to the sky, bend the knee and open the hip. As you exhale, draw left knee to right elbow. Inhale, lift it up and back. Exhale, left knee, right elbow. Inhale, up and back. Exhale, left knee, right elbow last time. Inhale, up and back. Exhale, slowly step the left foot between the hands. Release your right knee down to the ground. Low lunge. As you inhale, walk your hands back, straighten the left leg, half split. And exhale, walk the hands forward, low lunge. And again, so 4 more times here. Inhale, coming back and forth. If you don't want to take the full 4 rounds, that's okay. You can stay in the half split if it feels good. Take the time. There is no wrong answer for yoga. Do what feels best inside your own body. Utilize me as a guiding point for your practice, if you will. Walk your hands forward. Bring your left hand inside of left foot. You can bring your right hand onto a block. If that helps, give you a little bit more lift, and then gently push left knee out with the help of left hand. Take a few breaths. And then when you're ready, let that knee close. Take a half split once again. Walk your hands back, flexing the toes towards the knee. So digging the heel down into the ground and utilizing the stickiness of the mat to help keep it there. Pull your toes back, stay for a few breaths, roll the shoulders back. Take your gaze forward, walk your hands forward, curl your right toes under, lift the knee up, and then walk your hands to the right side, pivoting on both feet, coming to a wide-legged forward fold. Check out the alignment on the heels, make sure they are in line with one another. Inhale for a halfway lift, flat back, and then as you exhale, forward fold, hinge at your hips. This time, bring left arm underneath right, and you can bring hands to shoulders like a little bear hug or a full wrap around the wrists. Finding a little bit of surrender in the upper back and the head. Unravel the arms. Inhale, take a halfway lift. As you exhale, you're going to walk your hands to the left foot, bend your left knee, and then pivot to the front of the mat for a low lunge. You're going to lift that left leg up and back, 3-legged downward facing dog. And then as you exhale, keep the leg lifted, drop the right knee to the earth. Your hands should be underneath your shoulders here. Belly firm, so lowest rib cage tucking under, and all 5 toes facing the yoga mat as you push back through left heel. Take an inhale, and as you exhale, knee comes to nose. Inhale, kick the left leg back. Exhale, knee to nose. Inhale, kick back. And exhale, knee to nose. Inhale, kick the left leg behind you, and exhale, drop your toes down to the earth. So toes curl under, heel pushes back. You're going to kickstand your right leg off of the yoga mat. So toes curl under and it comes out towards the side. Left heel comes to the earth. And then inhale, left arm to the sky for modified side plank. Pushing left hip up, grounding down through outer edge of left foot. Reach up towards the ceiling, inhale. And then as you exhale, reach the left arm over the head. Gaze is up, left shoulder's back, armpit peeling open towards the ceiling. And just take a few moments breathing here, removing any fuzzies from the mind, bringing clarity into mind and body. A few more breaths. Next, exhale, left hand's going to come to the earth. Bring the left knee down, neutral tabletop. Knees open up, big toes together to kiss. Sink your hips back on your heels. Child's pose. Bring your hands forward, forehead down to the mat. And take a few breaths. Stay for an inhale. And as you exhale, walk your hands to the right side and you can place your left hand over your right. Inhale, walk your hands to center and then all the way over to the left side of the mat. And you can place your right hand over your left. Inhale, walk your hands back to center. Pause here, child's pose. And then planting the hands firm to the earth. We're going to inhale, rise up, neutral tabletop, and exhale, lift your hips up and back. Downward facing dog. And a few breaths. Taking your gaze forward, bending the knees, walking or stepping or jumping your feet forward. Halfway lift, inhale, and forward fold, exhale. Bring the arms up and over, inhale. And hands to heart center, exhale. And take a few breaths. When you're ready, blink open the eyes. Shift your weight into your right foot. Spread your right toes wide and find an unmoving point 3 feet in front of your mat, setting up for tree pose. So lifting the kneecap up, engage your quadricep. You're going to take your left ankle, your left foot and bring it to your right ankle. You can bring it to your shin, or you can bring it just above the knee to the inside of the thigh. But if you're falling over here, try to bring your foot to a lower level. You're going to squeeze that right hip in to activate the hip. Tuck your tailbone down and under and draw your left knee back so it comes in line with the hip as best as possible. Make sure you're standing up as tall as possible, and hands are at the heart if they aren't already. Keep your eye gaze down on a fixed unmoving point. Oh, this is called your drishti point. Take a few breaths here. And then when you're ready, bring your arms up and above the head. Virksasana, tree pose. Move slowly, move at your own speed. There's no rush here. No rules in yoga. Just to be, breathe, forgive, have love, be compassionate, and drink a lot of water, right? Rules for life apply to yoga. Let's go ahead and bring our hands back to the heart. Do your best to not let left foot touch the earth and draw left knee towards center for staff pose. Roll your shoulders back here a couple of times, letting the scapulas come down the back. Really work that activation of standing leg. We're going to slowly lean forward and kick back, and then bend your right knee. Set the left foot down to the back of the mat. High crescent lunge, inhale, bringing the arms up and overhead. Tailbone's lengthening under and lowest rib cage is coming down and in. And I say this a million times in class, and I want you to really feel this action of bringing your butt down and bringing your rib cage in. Now your chest is going to come forward, and that's okay. You're going to bring your chest back and shoulders back without losing that engagement of the core. Stay for another inhale. And as we exhale, warrior two. So back heel is going to come down to the mat. Arms are going to come wide. We're going to adjust the footing if we need to. So the heel's in line with the arch of the back foot, or the heel's in line with the heel of the back foot. You're going to inhale, straighten the arms, straighten that right leg, and then exhale, reverse triangle. Bring your right arm towards the back of the mat. You can take your left hand to your hip crease and gently guide the hip a little bit forward. And then as we exhale, triangle pose, you're going to reach that right arm forward, forward, forward. Bring the right hand to the earth or to a yoga block, which is always nice, especially if you're feeling a little bit tighter than usual today. And left arm's going to come up towards the sky. And you know, I'm a big fan of yoga blocks, even if you're not feeling tight. Sometimes it just feels nice to have an assist and not contort or force ourselves into a yoga pose, especially 2 days after Thanksgiving. Just saying. I think there's still some pumpkin pie sitting there. All right. Few breaths. Start to bend your right knee, coming into extended side angle. Left arm's going to come over the head. And think about reaching that left arm forward as much as possible as you anchor into the outside edge of your left heel. And we're going to let our left shoulder drop down towards the earth. So armpit is coming parallel to the earth, and we're still reaching that arm forward just to get a little bit more into the lower back. Now, as you inhale, rise up, star pose. Turn your toes in, heels out, and bring the hands behind the back, interlocking the fingers. Lift your shoulders up by the ears and then rotate them back so the scapulas come down the back. Palms are together, and if we can't get the palms together, that's okay. Bend the elbows and then bring the palms together. Keep squeezing your scapulas. Use your muscle strength to do this, not passive strength. And then as you exhale, you're going to forward fold, hinge at your hips, letting the crown of the head come down as the arms come up. Keep your chest expanding as you do this. On your next inhale, halfway lift, release your grip. Bring your hands below your nose. Breathe in. And a big sigh out. Bend your right knee. Walk your hands to your right foot. Pivot to the front of the mat. Low lunge. Inhale, look forward. And exhale, step your left foot forward. Halfway lift as you inhale. And forward fold as you exhale. Bring your arms up and overhead. Urdhva Hastasana. And exhale, Anjali Mudra, the hands lower to the heart. Fine. So nice mellow practice this morning. Just getting our chi moving, right? Getting our energy going for the day, clearing our mind, removing any fuzzies, and coming to a space of clarity. All right, Yogi. So let's shift our weight into our left foot and spread your toes wide here. And you want to create a foundation to the earth. And what I mean when I say that is that if we just shift our weight into our leg and we're super chill about it and we're not focusing on what the foot is doing, what's the point, right? What's the point of doing the pose if we're not trying to maximize our body in the posture? Okay, so maximize our energy in the posture. So we can just flop into a posture, but again, what's the point? So let's spread our left toes wide, create this foundation, lift the kneecap up, feel how this feels inside the body. Activate that leg by making all the muscles firm inside that left leg. Take your right foot, place it on the left ankle, the right shin, or all the way up to the inside of the thigh. And then your right hip's going to want to come back here. You're going to draw forward and then bring your right knee back so it's in line with the hip. Tuck your tailbone down and under and keep refirm that left leg if you need to. Keep refirming it if you need to. Keep making micro adjustments in the practice. This is how we get stronger in those tiny little muscles of the body. Hands come to heart center, Anjali Mudra. Eyes are focused on a drishti point, so an unmoving point 3 feet in front of our mat. And we just take a few moments in that eye gaze. So this is our form of meditation, right? Maybe coming back to your intention or your mantra. And then when you're ready, arms are going to come up and overhead for Virksasana, full variation tree pose. Tailbone is lengthening under, squeezing that left hip crease in. Keep your energy locked towards center. Hands are going to lower to the heart. Pull your right knee towards your chest, staff pose. I know that left leg is probably burning. What happens if you breathe through that? Eventually it does subside, that cramping sensation. But what happens if we stay focused and know that comfort is coming, right? You're going to bend your left knee, step your right foot to the back of the mat, high crescent lunge as you inhale, and the burning sensation starts to subside. Tuck your tailbone down and under, lowest rib cage knits in, arms reach to the sky, heels pushing back. Stay with your breathing. And then as you exhale, move into your warrior two. So this is going to need a foot adjustment. Not everything in life works seamlessly towards each other, right? So adjust the footing, heel to arch or heel to heel, and then you bend your left knee, arms wide. Inhale for a reverse triangle pose, straighten the leg, left arm lifts up to the sky, right hand can come to the hip, and give yourself a little love push forward. And then as we exhale, triangle pose. So we tilt that hip back, we reach the left arm forward, forward, forward. Left hand's gonna come to your block or to the yoga mat. And I'm using a block today, preference in the body, yeah? So the body can do a little bit less work than normal. You can take your right arm over the head, stretch the side body. And then we're going to start to bend that left knee, coming into extended side angle. Arm is over the head. And then let your armpit sort of drop down towards the earth. As you inhale, rise up, star pose, legs straighten, toes turn in, heels turn out, and exhale, forward fold, hinge at your hips, wide-legged forward fold. Walk your hands forward, coming to a wide-legged downward facing dog. Push your hips back, let the crown of the head drop. We're going to look forward, look between the hands, rock the weight forward into the hands. So it's almost like you're coming into a wide-legged plank, but instead you're going to come up to the tippy toes, bend your knees, and bring your knees down to the earth, setting up for a frog pose. Let me go ahead and walk back so you can see me. And you're going to adjust as you need to, yeah? So as you arrive here, you'll arrive with your knees open, toes turning out, and hands on the ground. And this is a great place to be. You can also lower down to the forearms. Frog pose, Mandukasana. Energetically, you're squeezing the inner thighs together, and the belly button is plugging up towards the spine. So again, we're not flopping in, we're not hanging heavy. We are actively stretching in this passive pose, okay? We're going to look forward, rock forward onto the pelvis, onto the belly. Knees are still in that diamond shape. Bring the bottom of the feet together and then push your pelvis down as you push your feet down. Hands can stack on top of each other, and then you can rest the forehead on the hands. And I hope I'm still in camera frame here, but if I'm not, imagine that legs in a diamond shape. So as you push your pelvis down, your heels are going to want to lift up, and you want to try your best to keep them squeezing in and down. Gently, you're going to open your feet back up, hands to a push-up position. Inhale, lift back up, curl the toes under, and gently bring the knees in towards each other. Sitting back on the heels, and take a moment to restore the body here. Sorry, I guess I lost my internet connection for a second. Okay. All right. So you're going to shift your hips to the right side and extend the legs out in front of you. Bring your feet down to the earth, extend the arms forward, and nice and slow, we're going to come onto our backside. Go ahead and grab your yoga block. Set your feet up in bridge pose. Push down into the feet and inhale, lift the hips up. Bring the block underneath the sacrum. So any level of spine, you can do it for 1, which is lying flat. 2, it flips up. And then 3, if you're feeling that open today, you can put it up on that tall end. So I'm going to take a level 2 today. And then let your lower back touch onto that yoga block. And let gravity do the rest of the work. And so you can let your knees knock together if that feels good. If you want a little bit more intensity, you can extend your legs forward, getting more into the hip flexor here. And we'll just take a few breaths. Letting the hips fall over that yoga block. A little bit of pressure into the lower back. If your legs are extended forward, you're going to walk your feet back in, bridge. Push into the feet, inhale, lift the hips up, and then gently remove your yoga block and slowly roll the body down vertebra by vertebra. Let your knees come back together here and a gentle windshield wiper of your legs left and right. And pause here. Let's bring right ankle over left knee, setting up for figure four squat, figure four, reclining figure four, excuse me. And then inhale, pull your left knee in towards your chest, interlock your hands behind the back of the left knee, and gently push that right knee away, utilizing kind of like that muscle strength or your elbow to push the knee away. Tuck your chin slightly in, relax the back of the head, back of the shoulders. A few breaths. And release. Switch, bring your right foot down, left ankle crosses over right knee. Inhale, pull the knee in, interlock the hands behind the back of right knee. Flex your left foot. Relax your shoulders. Take a few breaths. Go ahead and release that foot back to the earth. Left foot meets right, down on the ground. Bring both knees towards the chest, massage your lower back. And then keep your right knee in towards the chest, extending the left leg long. Squeeze the knee in. Relax your shoulders. And be in that space of connection, the space of clarity. If your mind is drifting to what you need to do after this, gently draw back to your breath. Bring your right foot down to the earth, scoot the hips to the right side, and then pull the knee back to the chest as you draw it all the way over to the left side of the mat. For a little twist, right arm can come out to a capital T, so just stretching the lower back here. Bring the knee back to center. First, place the right foot on the ground and then scoot your hips to the middle. And then slowly, slowly extend your right leg long. Let's go ahead and inhale. Bring left knee in towards the chest first. Interlock the hands around the knee and give it a little love squeeze. So I'm just kind of squeezing in on that hip flexor, relaxing your shoulders back, taking a few breaths, being here, being now. Left foot's going to find the earth first. Hips are going to move all the way to the left second. Knee comes back into chest, and then we bring knee over to the right side of our mat for a little twist. Taking slow, drawn out breaths in and long, drawn out breaths out. Draw your left knee back to center. Bring the foot to the earth. Bring your hips to the middle, and then draw both knees towards your chest. And massage your lower back. Bring both feet to the earth. Let your knees open wide for butterfly or Supta Baddha Konasana. Place your hands wherever is calling to you today. I want you to focus on that word clarity. So oftentimes we walk around in life in a little bit of a haze. We're plugged into our phone, into our email, into our text. We're worried about our family and what everyone else is doing. And rarely do we find these moments of clarity, these moments of peace. And so this is what meditation helps us with. Meditation helps us to get very clear in the moment, to remove any fuzziness or fog from our mind and drop in out of our head into our body, understanding that we do have control here. And oftentimes, when we aren't inside of our body, we are outside of ourselves, we feel like we are losing control. And it's yoga, this practice of yoga, it's a practice of coming home to ourselves. So removing all of that fog and dropping into the space of clarity so that we can be clear not only on our yoga mat, but so that we know how to take that clarity off of the yoga mat and how to make clearer decisions, how to be more present with ourselves, with our family, with our friends. Basically, how to lose the facade and the noise of everything else and be fully ourselves in that moment, accepting who we are without the fog, without the cloudiness. And that's not to say that every day is going to be perfect and you're going to be super clear just because you meditated or practice yoga, but it is a step in the right direction, knowing that we are waking up in the morning, choosing to do something for ourselves before helping anyone else. And knowing that some days that's enough. That's enough self-care for the day, right? With your hands, you're going to draw your knees inward towards each other and then bring the knees towards the outer rib cage, grabbing opposite feet for happy baby. Pull your feet up so they stack over the ankles and start to move your body side to side. So just a little final back massage here. And if there's any final movements that you need, yogis, feel free to take those now. Otherwise, we're going to go ahead and bring our knees in, wrap our arms around the legs. Give ourselves a little hug, thanking this little gift and jewel of clarity today. And slowly, slowly, we're going to send our legs long and come into a final resting posture. And so we'll take a little bit longer of a Shavasana today. letting your feet open wide like a book, the shoulders to relax back. And together we're going to take one last full inhale through our nose and a complete sigh exhale out through the mouth. Shavasana. Begin to return to your breathing. Move your head left and right. And start to reach your arms up and above the head for a full body stretch. Draw your knees towards your chest as you turn to one side in the fetal position. And at your own speed, gently and slowly rise to a seat. And as we arrive back in our seated position, I'd like to remind you that sometimes yoga isn't a destination. It's not about a pose. Sometimes it's just about clearing out some of the fog and the cobwebs to prepare you to have the best day ever. Invite your hands to heart center, and together we'll take one last breath in through the nose and a sigh out through the mouth. Bring your thumbs to your forehead, bow the head down with love and with gratitude. Namaste. Thank you for being here today. As a reminder, we are running a special all weekend, 3 personal training sessions for only $144. And with the personal training sessions, you get a free 1-hour consultation with us. And we get to work through any funny feels or pains that you may have in the body. And we create a plan just for you. With that, you'll be given homework assignments for the week, as well as being held accountable, of course, having us there as your trainers. So you'd be matched with either myself or with Nico for our unique style of personal training. So if you're interested, drop us an email, feelgoodyoga@gmail.com. And otherwise, I will see you next time you make it to your mat. Wishing you a beautiful day. Thank you so much for being here, and I will see you next time.